Hello and welcome to this video and to the last video from Edinburgh. In this video you will see our last day where we're doing a walking tour of the Royal Mile. We're going to the National Museum of Scotland, I think it's called, and we've got a few more shows as well. And then tomorrow we travel home. So that is the plan. As always, never entirely sure what I can show you, what I can't show you, but as always I will do my best. Make this as enjoyable a video as possible. We are up slightly earlier than normal, hence the slightly croaky morning throat and the tired eyes, because our Royal Mile tour is at 10 and we've got to get over there and get some breakfast, so earlier start for us, which for normal people probably isn't that early, but it is for us. Alright, I better finish getting the bits and bobs together and then we can head out. We are now in the National Museum of Scotland. Quite a big one. Come and see what's around.
Adam smells.
I'm not immature at all. Bit like the box that Moody was in. I can tell she lived around Edinburgh when she wrote those books. Strange looking bird. And some teeny tiny lions. Very detailed. Imagine trying to get through doorways in that. Questionable. For example, the floating hippopotamus. You do it.
I just got it right and you're missing the word right. That guy turns into that guy. Boom.
Congratulations. Right, you poor boys.
Light in the Komodo dragon.
So, what are you telling me, Pete?
I think the biggest one's double the size of that.
Double?
Because the biggest crab spider has legs span nearly 4 meters, which is like over double me.
So there's a crab that's bigger than you?
There's a crab that's me then again.
But that way?
Yeah.
That's a big old crab. It's Dolly the Sheep. She's a clone. From stuffed animals you go to space. Obvious. Chess pieces.
700 years old.
Walrus bone. Obviously walrus ivory lasts a while. But again, Harry Potter inspiration. Today's cuisine of choice is Mexican. So, chips and guac.
Burrito on the way and fajitas on the way for you.
Happy? So as we walk to our next thing, here's a little catch-up for you. We did the Royal Mile walking tour this morning, but unfortunately we got a very new guide. So although her stories were quite good, she hadn't worked out a route or the confidence to sort of put everything together. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. Couldn't quite. Yeah, she just didn't have the confidence to say what was right and what was right, what was wrong. She needed more confidence in her storytelling. That was that. And she felt like we shouldn't be there in terms of like, oh, you want to go, don't just go kind of thing, you know, like.
She's
let herself down easy before she
before you lost everyone.
before anyone actually leaves.
And we've just been to another sort of unknown comedy show called A Tale of Two Beards. And we crossed the road for a ride. We're going that way. Yes, Tale of Two Beards, which is probably my favourite one of the unknowns that we've seen.
What was the second beard, by the way?
Hipsters.
Oh, hipster terrorist.
Yes. Like, he flowed much better, his stories all flowed together, but he vastly undershot the hour that he was supposed to be for.
He was only 45 minutes.
Was he 45 minutes?
Yeah. But he was 10 minutes late and he was 5 minutes early finishing,
so he still had a bit more time to film. But I liked him, I thought it was funny. I thought it flowed much better than the other people that we've seen. And now we're back over here towards the where we saw Nina Conti. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that up here. To see an acapella group from Oxford University, I believe. So we will see what that one's like, because neither of us are particularly sure, but it fit well into the timings that we had. So we're back from the acapella. I liked it. I think they needed to be a bit more choreographed. Like, the voices were good and strong and all of that, but I think they needed to be a bit more choreographed. But then maybe I have higher expectations because I expect it to be like Pitch Perfect, and it's not. But yeah, I also feel a little bit conned because we paid for our ticket and then there were tables just where you could rock up for free and you would have had the same stuff that we paid for. But I guess that money does go to charity, or so they say. But yeah, Peter.
Yeah, they needed to be a bit more choreographed. I thought some were better than others. And as I said to you, I think that these films, you know, your Pitch Perfects and stuff, it gives a lot of kind of like awareness to a cappella groups. But you go to watch the a cappella groups and obviously they're not as pitch perfect as they are. Yeah, so I don't know. They were okay. It was for charity, so I liked it for that sense. But yeah, it wasn't necessarily my thing. I thought the songs weren't also. I'd have preferred better songs.
Pete says he wants more modern songs, so I asked him what songs, and then he said he didn't know. So Pete doesn't know what he wants.
On the spot, no, but at the same time,
you just don't know what you want.
yeah, it wasn't that though. No. I don't know.
But now I'm sleepy, so I'll catch you for the journey home, and then we can give you some final thoughts when we're back in London. This week's gone kind of quick really, but kind of slow all at the same time. Like that mashed potato restaurant video up here, if you haven't seen it, feels like months ago, yet the week feels really quick. I don't make any sense, do I? Anyway, catch you tomorrow. So, last moments in the room. We've obviously packed up. We have just headed to Sainsbury's to get our meal deal for the train and breakfast. This is essentially what we've been doing every day because we're really healthy. We would say that this hotel is in a reasonably good location. We're in the Premier in York Place. It's a little walk to get to places, but it's a reasonable location. And we're in room 121 and it's been really quiet. We're in like this little alcove, so we can't really hear people in the hallway. There's no noise from outside because we're set back and by the church.
We do hear the people in the morning.
Occasionally we've heard the people in the staff cupboard, like in the room next to us. And I don't know if there is anyone above us, but we haven't really heard them. So it's been good. Premier Inn do talk about the comfiest sleep ever. I haven't personally found that, but that's just my own personal preference. But anyway, I need to eat this cinnamon bun and we need to head off to the station. So obviously it's some time later and we didn't come back to finish the video. I enjoyed Edinburgh a lot. I'm not sure we got the best out of the fringe, but with it being the sort of hybrid version, maybe in future years, if we ever go again, we might be able to see it in its full glory.
We had a lot of people say it wasn't full capacity, didn't we? As in there's normally a lot more acts than...
Yeah, so there's normally a lot more acts.
And people,
but it means that the acts that you go and see may have smaller crowds, whereas everywhere we went had pretty much full. But also everyone we saw was a little bit underprepared.
Yeah.
Except maybe like Nina Conti and the Out of the Blue boys.
Nina Conti was very good.
I mean, I'm just saying about the preparedness. I'm not saying about...
Yeah, they were prepared, to be fair.
Like, they knew their set. Unlike most of the other people. Would recommend the graveyard tour. I found that one really interesting.
Good old Bobby.
Yeah, we like Greyfriars Bobby. He's our favourite, obviously. Don't think this little chap would be as loyal. Jeff, would you? This is a really weird angle, sorry guys. But yeah.
Can't say that without giving him the chance, you never know. Not that I want to give him the chance, but...
A little disappointed that we didn't get to go to the castle. That again probably would have been more for me than Pete.
We went outside it, we saw the views. Just didn't see the history.
Or the really famous cannon thing that goes off at 1 o'clock that I never heard. So yeah. I would also recommend the zoo. Like the zoo a lot. Upset that we didn't get the penguin parade. But COVID, happens.
Zoo was very good too. I always like a zoo.
Are you going to be any more helpful in this?
The zoo and Nina Conte were the best two things of Edinburgh. But Edinburgh itself was great. Yeah.
So, if anyone has any questions that I may or may not be able to answer, put them in the comments below. But we think we're going to end this video here. So
We did eat well as well.
We did eat well.
But yeah, sorry, continue.
You could have said that when I gave you the opportunity to speak.
It came into my head, you said
But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and this is the end of our travel series for the summer and possibly the year, although we may have a little trip later on. But if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up.
Not go ahead and, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. Sorry, I missed you saying that.
You were supposed to just put your thumb up.
I was going straight for the sub.
Yeah. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe if you want to. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.